Hi guys, it's Lena. I'm gonna get. You know what? You guys call me Lena, please. From now on, I'm gonna go by Lena, because it's shorter. It's easier to say than Milena. Like I love my name truly. I truly do love it. It's a beautiful name, and apparently it has some Nordic origins. I searched up Norse names once and I saw it, so that was interesting to learn. But I like nicknames. Like I go by Mal by some of my friends. I also go Nana, but right now Lena sounds nice. So call me Lena. It's easier. I wanted to go by Via, but that's because of my middle name, and the F often turns into a V. If like look at foxes sometimes, or knives. Um, but anyway, where was I? I've been really busy recently, specifically watching shows that might improve my writing, specifically Foundation. It was based on a science fiction book by Isaac something. Isaac. His first name is Isaac. But yeah. What else? So what happened is that I've been watching a lot of shows. Foundation. Um, I kind of watched the first episode of Peaky Blinders. I haven't technically watched the entire thing. I might. We'll see. I've also watched Haunting of Hill House. That was interesting, because it's a horror book. It's based on a horror book, which was very interesting to learn. I did not know it was based on a book, but it was interesting. I put it into my YouTube channel, specifically the file that says the playlist that says featurettes, I think, or is it adaptations? I think it's adaptations. Um, and then what else? So Foundation, Haunting of Hill House, Death on the Nile. I've also watched that. It's based on a Agatha Christie novel. As you can tell, all of them are based on books. And I do plan on buying each and every single one of them because it's better to learn that. Honestly, I wish that. Hang on, let me get the book. Got it. Honestly, I do wish that this gets adapted one day. I hear that it actually was about to get an adaptation, but things happened and it didn't get adapted, which makes me sad. Like, it would have been nice to have that, but then again, I hear there's some violent scenes, so unless it's like a warning beforehand that says, "Hey, a lot of graphic stuff, a lot of terrifying stuff that you would not want to see typically, is gonna be seen right in this show. So please watch at your discretion." You know. Is discretion right? I think it is. So yeah, it would have been nice to get an adaptation, but then again, some people are not gonna want to watch it because of all those things. Like a kid literally burns another kid to death. Like what kind of stuff does that? Like, ugh. And not to mention, I hear there's gonna be sex scenes. I haven't stumbled upon those yet, but there are grown up stuff in this. So viewer discretion. Um. So. I made some advancements in my book. Specifically, I've decided that not both of the characters would die. Specifically, not Hestarde. Hestarde. Forgive me. I keep messing that up. Hestarde is not gonna die, and well, I'm not sure if she's not gonna die. She might. Um, and then you also have the other character who is like the male lead, if you will, the hero of the story. Which by the way, height difference. We're talking about like Hestarde. This is Hestarde, and this is the guy. He's shorter than her. So if you guys are into those types of couples, just know the hero couple, height difference like this. um, but yeah, one of them is gonna live to the future books. but the other one might not survive, mainly due to the fact that, well, I want there to be a cost to becoming a vampire. Like, black magic, there's always a price with that, right? There's always a cost when it comes to black magic, whether it be your soul or something. It's always something, there's always a cost that you have to pay for. And I thought, hey, these vampires who become vampires should have a cost, if you will. Specifically, the amount of a cost would be how badly the crime is. Like, if you're a serial killer and you enjoy killing and you do that stuff just for the fun of it, then yeah, you're totally not gonna live after once you turn back into a human. You're gonna pay for those sins by suffering a lot when you become a human again. But if you're a person who became a vampire because of anger, it's not gonna be as bad, but it's still gonna be bad enough that you're gonna be very fatigued and you're not gonna. It's like you get sick. You get very, very sick, and you don't heal. It's like a chronic illness. It sticks around long after you get better, if you will. If once you become a human. But then you also have another case where you turn into a vampire not because of anger or vengeance, like that, something like that, but you become a vampire because of grief, because of a loss of a loved one, and you cling to the past, specifically happier moments. Then it's not as bad of a cost because you know how it is with grief. Like, why would I want to punish someone for grief, right? So the one of the vampires, he does not turn back into being a human, mainly because he prefers to stay as a vampire because of his want of seeing his daughter figure have a legacy that lives long after she's gone. So after she dies and he becomes a vampire, he helps take down the empire behind the scenes, but at the same time, he doesn't want to die after succeeding at that. He wants to make sure he lives on so that he can monitor the empire that lingers. There's always some bit of the empire that lingers behind. So he's gonna do that. He's gonna stick around and make sure that nothing bad happens. But he's also not gonna stick around as much. Like, he's not hands on. He just has his eyes on it. He's just like, I got my eye on you. You act out of line, you're dead. He's gonna do that. But he is gonna fulfill his daughter's dream of it's a very sweet dream. She used to live in the mountains, so, and it's always winter in those mountains, like snowing all the time. So he fulfills her wish of living on a very beautiful field, farm cabin, and it's just peaceful. He lives in those peaceful times, and even though he's mostly alone, he often gets visits from the queen and from people who he impacted very positively, and they just visit him throughout their life. Even if they die, he he attends their funerals and stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been developing what happens to the end of end of the lives of the characters, what happens to them at the end. And I like how that story ends because you don't ever move on from grief. It clings to you. Some people do move on and find peace in themselves. Yeah, it hurts when to remember them, but it's more like a fond memory that's bittersweet, right? But some people just can't let go of that grief, and some people let it warp them, some people just let it motivate them, but either way, it impacts them. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm gonna be watching some. I'm actually gonna be scrolling through Domestica looking for some art lessons so that I can illustrate my own characters. But yeah, that's about it. That's what I've been up to. So thanks for watching on this update. It's been interesting trying to upload regularly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Do all of that if you want. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload, click the notification bell icon so you don't miss out. Peace.